This building has a lot of history, and we know a lot of it's been torn down over the years, but could you give us a brief rundown of the life of this building?
Well, yes, it was originally built as a chapel for the convicts in 1831. It was in use then. Maybe it didn't have a roof on it straight away, but the male convicts arriving from England by boat were brought to the barracks here, and part of their reformation was that they had to go to church 3 times a week. So this church, designed by John the Archer, brilliant architect and engineer, T-shaped building, would hold 1,500 convicts when it was first built. Then shortly after, they left in the free people that live around here, but then most of its life was a chapel or a church for the convicts. 1860, after the no more convicts arriving in the 1850s, they decided to convert the 2 wings of the church into courtrooms. So it became Courtroom 1, Courtroom 2, Supreme Criminal Court trials, and then this wing that we're in here now, this was retained as a chapel for the rest of the barracks, which had now become Hobart Jail.
This is Ivy's room, we know that. We've talked about this previously. We've also done investigations here, and last time we were here we got evidence in the form of footsteps that we caught on the audio of our cameras. So could you just tell us a little bit more about Ivy's room, maybe a bit of the history behind it?
Well, yes, Ivy's room really was a jury room in the early days, but Ivy, for some reason, it likes to exist in this room here. There's a couch behind us here which she doesn't like people sitting on normally, but people have seen Ivy sitting on the couch. One night some people were in here on a tour, they all went out, and one of the gentlemen wanted to go to the toilet, and the toilet is in the corner over here. When he came out of the toilet, he noticed that there was a lady sitting on the seat, on the couch, and just nodded to her. She didn't take any notice. He thought, oh well, she's going where I just came from. He went out and he said to the guide, what about the lady sitting on the chair? And the guide said, but there's no one else here. Came back in, there was no one there, but he said, no, there was a lady sitting there, pale-faced, long grey dress on, just sitting quietly there. Other people have seen her just near the door here, outside, again, long grey dress. But yes, as far as people sitting on the couch, one night there was a man sitting there, and he was getting a little bit edgy being sitting on the couch. And so he put his hand out and was holding his wife's hand until he looked up and noticed his wife was standing about 3 or 4 feet away. Looked down and he said definitely he'd been holding someone's hand, but there was no one else near him.
All right, well let's move through to I think the converted chapel wing.
All right, okay.
Last time we came here, you told us a story that someone had seen, I think it was only a few months beforehand, just about this prisoner booth.
Well, yes. We were in here one day, 10 o'clock in the morning, and a couple of volunteers and myself, and Craig, one of the volunteers, was over just past the dock, and he suddenly said, the hand, and I'm looking up at the ceiling and all round saying, what hand? And he said, no, over here. And by the time I looked round, it was gone, but he said, definitely a hand came up over the top of the door, just like that. We quickly looked down there, we went through the tunnels, we went everywhere. There was no one else around in the building that could have done it. But he said, yeah, definitely this hand just appeared over the top like that. Why? It was as though someone had come up the steps from the tunnel and with just gripping the top of the dock before they opened the door.
In this tunnel, we have experienced quite a lot from the various times that we've been here. I myself have seen shadows down the end of the tunnel, and Brian was telling me about some people that have had similar experiences. Could you please tell us a little bit about those?
Well, yes, I have seen shadows in this tunnel myself, but then I've had mediums in here that have not been able to walk through the door in front of us here, and then turn around and say, oh yes, well there's a man standing in the door. He's a guard. Can be a little bit angry looking. He's got a beard. He doesn't like people coming through. Other times I've had people come exactly past where this guard was by the door and get a grip on the wrist, as though someone's just grabbed them on the wrist. One of our guides who was here at night, she would go through the whole building, but not this tunnel, never through this tunnel. She just could not handle walking through this tunnel because of what was in here. Other people have seen misty grey appearances, a little girl appearing through the wall. Other people have said, no, it's not a little girl, it's a little boy with long hair. People have seen white, as though there's maybe the little boy or girl is wearing a white shirt or a little white dress. Don't know. Again, it's quite scary, but quite a few people think that there are some special presences that do exist in this tunnel.
All right, well, let's head up to the chapel and you can tell us a bit about that. So this is one of the original chapel wings. Can you tell us a bit about this actual room?
Well, this was the west wing of the original church, but then when the rest of the building was converted to courtrooms, this wing remained as a chapel for the jail for 100 years.
So this is obviously the old chapel wing. Now, as we can see, there is a large portion of it missing. Could you just explain to us what actually happened here?
Well, in 1960, when they moved to the new prison at Risdon, they had to get the prisoners back into those tunnels to take them through into the docks in the courts. Now, the only way they could see of doing that was to wreck this chapel and install a walkway and hence the cyclone wire cage to bring them in through the back door, along through the cage, down into the tunnels and take them up to court. So they weren't too worried about wrecking the chapel. It was no longer in use as a chapel. So yes, they just came through and fortunately only knocked down half of it, so we were able to restore this half. So they wrecked this side of the chapel here and put this wire cage in through there and bring the prisoners in through the back door, through the wire cage, down into the tunnels and up into court. Very secure.
All right, so the time is now 9:30 and it's time for Steve to walk through and do the hot spots so we can figure out the best places to set up the cameras. So last time we were in here, we had a laptop with the camera plugged into the back wall, and no one had been in here that entire night, but quite clearly, as you can see on our last investigation here, the camera at the back, the whole laptop had been physically unplugged. So this whole room we think is a pretty good hotspot.
Seriously, like, there's the thing out.
Well, look,
Like if somebody tripped over it, they would have pulled the laptop off the thing.
Yeah, that's right. Alright, so that's too hard. There's no way. Look, this was all
tucked in underneath here. There was no way anyone could trip over it, and it's
no one else has been here.
I know.
And just so you know, that's a stairwell that leads down to the tunnels, and I continuously see shadows coming up.
Oh.
We're going to go this way, aren't we?
Yes.
Into the tunnels. Into the tunnels where last time we were here we got a fair bit of activity. Let's see what's
Now, just quickly, Steve, while we're here, last time we were here, now this wasn't on an investigation, this was when we came back to talk to Brian to ask if we could come here and do it again. Right where you're standing, you felt something.
right here, which I didn't feel last time, but the previous time we were here before that. So it's interesting that whatever's here, I think there's a fair bit here. It moves around. All right, so this is the tunnel of doom. so to speak.
Well, this is where we caught that really good EVP last time.
Yeah. So once we'd sort of left here, then we got an EVP, something telling us to, I think it was to leave. There's more than just one thing. There's more than just one thing here. The shadows on those stairs again. Can you not see that?
I swear to God, I wish I could, but I just cannot see anything there.
Right. I see it every time I come in. We'll go up there in a second. But I think there's a fair bit here, so we need to do a bit of work down here to try and to bring out what's here. I don't know why they're here. I don't know. I mean, the prisoners would have used this tunnel.
Well, they did. They came straight through the chapel behind us, which we'll go to shortly. Mm-hmm. And they came through the exercise yard, they came through the chapel, they came down these stairs, and they either went down the passage that we just came through, or they went down this passage. Mm-hmm. And both of them go up to booths, which are essentially for sentencing. They'd stand there in the booth, the magistrate would be sitting up in his chair up the very end, and he would sentence them. Mm. So it's a very powerful, sort of very, very emotional for these people as well.
Cool breeze.
Yes, the cool breeze was in last time.
And the smell.
You got a smell there? That's sorry guys, I'm just trying to think, that's his perfume.
Oh, I don't think he smells like mustard.
Seriously?
Sorry, it's
the biggest guy in the group, and you said perfume. Alright, so this end here is where you think most of the spirits sort of...
Yeah, we need to keep an eye on this. If you just turn around, we just have to keep an eye on this stairwell behind us here. And this little corner, I did get a bad smell here last time, a really bad smell, and we get a lot of cool breezes coming through here.
Well,
I'm not getting a great deal now, but once we sort of concentrate a bit, we'll probably pick up something.
So what we'll do then is the same as what we did last time. We'll have a lock-off camera at the end of this tunnel. Now this has one of the phantom lights on it that Ad's brought to the team, which should light up this entire place. In fact, we should get a lot better video than we did last time. Yep. If there's anything here, hopefully we'll be able to catch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, straight away, a headache as soon as I walked through that door there, which is a good sign. We can probably spend a bit more time in here.
I think a bit of time in here is a good idea. Usually what people are saying is they're hearing footsteps of people walking up these stairs.
Like we just heard.
Yep, footsteps walking up the stairs, you've got people sitting in the pews, all sorts of things like that. So it at least warrants a good look.
Okay.
With the interview and the hotspots completed, it is now time for Team Paranormal Australia to get set up so that we could capture these spirits at play.
Alright, so lights are out.
Let's get down this tunnel because there's activity down there right now. Come on.
Just above the hole.
I'll go in here. I hate to walk in here, but I'm going to go in here. I'm going to use my light.
Okay.
To get in there first. You touching me then?
Yep.
Are you touching me?
No.
You're touching me then?
No.
You sure? Are you sure?
No one's touching you, Steve.
Someone just pulled up my jacket. I thought it was... Oh my Lord, are you kidding?
Yeah. Just checking out the temperature down there before you go down there. We're looking at 12 to 13 degrees. Actually, it's rising. Nope, 13. On steady. We've got a hell of a breeze coming from the right as well.
You want me to go down this tunnel by myself, do you? Man, there's definitely something. You wouldn't want to spend a lot of time down here by yourself, I can tell you. This place is. Oh, that's freezing up there. Have you got the temperature? That is just. Just take it past me. What are you getting at the end?
Still quite nice, dropping.
Steadily dropping.
2.5, it's about half a degree colder than it was before.
Right. What was that beam hitting then?
Hey, compass was going
Hey! Good evening. We're here. Hey, whoa. Hey. Sorry, guys.
We out?
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. I panic like that.
What was that? What happened?
Well, you'll probably hear it on the thing. It was like a stone dropped next to me. It was like a stone. There's the sound of a stone dropping right next to me.
No,
I'm out of battery.
Or a bone cracking.
Didn't you have a spare one with you?
I did.
This was
Yeah.
spinning backwards.
That was like a pebble or a stone dropped next to me.
I'm cold.
Yeah, man, there's like a spot here. It's just
Ah.
just staying in one area.
I really don't want to be here. There's nothing on the ground down there.
No, there's nothing on the ground. That's
Dude,
what.
there's nothing but doom down here. It's just dread.
I know. There's no. I know it wasn't a stone dropping. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
It was something right next to me. It was right next to me. Something just took my hand.
What?
It's off.
This camera's off again.
Film this.
Are you serious?
Ads.
Ads, we need you down here.
Ads.
And not only
Hang on.
off, turned off. You have to flick that switch.
This camera.
We switched off.
It had been switched off.
This camera's been switched off. How's that?
This is ridiculous.
Oh no.
Well, it's playing games with us. It's switched off the camera.
Is it back on now? Are we up? Is it recording?
Is the infrared light on?
What?
That's wind.
No, it's a motorbike on bike.
That's not a fuck. Dude, that sounds like a girl.
Sounded like a girl singing.
What the f?
Might be a chorus or something going on, so we're silent.
You tell me you didn't hear that shit. That sounded like a girl singing.
I heard it.
It was like.
Yeah, fuck, that was weird. Footsteps, big time.
Yeah, footsteps, and it sounded like conversation going on. This is ridiculous.
This place is active, man. I'm so staying here tonight.
I just saw a light go past this thing.
Yeah, hang on, guys. We have got footsteps here.
Are you the one that was here last time?
Did you hear that?
That was the thud.
Yeah.
It's a thud from up here.
It was above us.
It's right above here. That's the thud. How many of you are there?
So with the activity that we were experiencing before was just above us in the room where we've got Sam at the moment. So we've got her sitting where we think the activity was happening, and hopefully she can provoke something in coming out. What? Shut up. It's alright, we're good now.
Who are you? Can you make some sign that you're here? Knock or something? Who are you? What is your purpose? I can hear clicking over there, but it's probably just the door creaking. Hopefully. How long have you been here?
It is absolutely dead silent down here. If you're down here, can you make a noise for me? Can you give us a sign that you're here? I'm starting to feel really lightheaded at the moment. If you're down here, can you make a noise for me? Can you do that again? Apparently the guys can say that you're down here. I heard you before, we heard you before, can you do it again? Can you show yourself? Make a sound, let it know that you're known here? Is there anyone that's here with us tonight? If you are, can you make a sound?
We heard a woman singing before. Can you sing for us again? That's like directly below us. That has to be the door blowing. If that was you, can you make that banging noise again? You hear that? Can you do it once more for us, just so we can be absolutely sure? Did you hear that?
If you're here, can you come and sit next to us or make yourself present?
Are you locked in the cells below the chapel?
Is this where you came to pray? Were you sentenced here? Oh shit. Are you up there? Can you make that noise again? I don't know why I do this. I just heard a sound before. It sounded like just someone like just walking. Like there's a little bit of a thud sound. Can you make that noise for us again? Oh. It's not working. Alright.
Jesus Christ! Something just grabbed my leg.
Mary.
Something just fully grabbed my leg.
You playing games with us? Are you down here?
Ads and I were coming back through the tunnel after we went out to the chapel well, because we hadn't spent any time in there yet, while another member of the team was looking after Ivy's room. And, you know, we kept hearing a few things, and before earlier in the night there was, you know, people feeling like they were being touched and things like that. And got to the end of the stairs and Ads is up the top. I've got this camera in front of me and I've turned it away because I can't see properly because the screen was really glaring in my face, and something just fully yanked my leg and scared the living shit.
Just letting you guys know that Evan actually had his leg pulled while we were walking upstairs. It seems to be, whatever's down here seems to be either malevolent or it seems to be doing it at the last minute. So.
With the night drawing to a close and a large number of unexplainable footsteps, thuds, and what sounded like a female singing, coupled with each member's personal and even physical experience, it's safe to say that more than just these ghost tours lurk these historic passages.
Very serious.